So we've got a doozy for you today. This is a fight brewing in Antigua and in the US. In the episode 448 of SuperYacht News, which was on the 14th of March, we told you about Andrei Guriev's daughter claiming that she owns the yacht that was sold by the government after it was abandoned for over a year in Antigua. Andrei Guriev was sanctioned by the US Treasury Department in August 2022 over the war in Ukraine. And Ms. Guriev is using lawyers in the US to look into bank accounts where the money apparently was paid. This is the only thing that makes sense, that the money was paid into these accounts when the yacht was sold. The lawyers representing Ms. Gurieva asked a US federal judge to allow them to get access to financial records of officials, including the Prime Minister of Antigua, Gaston Brown. This was according to reporting by the Associated Press. Now, as part of the effort to recover the yacht, her attorneys stated in the filing that they seek documents and information related to wire transfers and other transactions involving 7 people and 12 entities in the past 5 years. And they suggested that some of the money was missing from the sale. It's claimed by the lawyers representing the Gurievs that the vessel was not sold for $40 million per the Antigua government, but it was in fact sold for $50 million, and $10 million of those dollars is unaccounted for. Now, after the story went live on the Associated Press, a number of media outlets in the Caribbean did their own stories based on the Associated Press's reporting, as did we. Shortly afterwards, the Prime Minister of Antigua, Gaston Brown, said that he'd asked his attorneys to determine if the article was defamatory. He posted on his Facebook page, "If so, St. Kitts, Nevis Times and others regionally and internationally will get their opportunity in court to prove that the millions are missing from the Alfa Nero sale and precisely who benefited." Now, the Antigua government issued a statement condemning the allegations, saying that they were a politically motivated attempt to malign the Prime Minister and his family. The statement they released went on to say that the Associated Press report heavily cites opposition United Progressive Party, or the UPP, officials, that's the opposition to Gaston Brown's government in Antigua, and falsely implicates the Prime Minister and other officials. The Times Caribbean later retracted their article, that they said the article was based on information provided by the Associated Press, inaccurately represented details surrounding the ongoing court case related to the sale of Alfa Nero. Well, yesterday, the US federal judge in New York granted the attorneys of Ms. Gurieva permission to issue subpoenas to access those financial records of the Prime Minister and all of the other people involved in the sale. They apparently contacted Mr. Brown, informing him that and the others involved, and then served subpoenas to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and the US-based clearinghouse Payments Co. The financial records will speak for themselves, said Martin DeLuca with Boies Schiller Flexner. That's the lawyers that represent the Gurievas. Now, what's interesting here is that there doesn't seem to be any lawyers chasing the new Turkish owner of Alfa Nero, Ali Riza Yildirim. Yildirim bought another yacht, Axioma, after she was seized from another Russian, Dmitry Pompiansky, in Gibraltar. He then bought Alfa Nero, though that information was supposed to have been sealed in the sale. We got that information within 24 hours of that sale taking place. Now, Yildirim also owns Dunya Yachts, a Turkish-based yacht builder that built Axioma. In fact, when you go to the Dunya Yachts website, they're still using images of Axioma under her previous name, Red Square. Now, in fact, according to confidential source, when the yacht was seized by JP Morgan, the amount owed was for a loan taken out by the owner, Pompiansky, to build a support vessel. Again, if we go back to the Dunya Yachts website, you can see Axioma here. And if I scroll down here, this is the support vessel that was built for Pompiansky. The support vessel was already in construction at Dunya Yachts. It's also alleged by a number of confidential sources close to both vessels that he has ties to both Pompiansky and Guriev. Now, 2 sources close to Motiot Axioma believe that Yildirim purchased the yacht as a favour to the former owner, Pompiansky. Now, if this is true, did he do the same for Alfa Nero? So think about it. If that's the case, then Alfa Nero is effectively back with the previous owner, and the daughter of Andrei Guriev is now chasing the sale through a court in the US. So if they were to somehow get a ruling and receive any money back or get the money back for that sale, they've effectively extricated the yacht from Antigua for free. Now, Mr. Brown, Antiguan Prime Minister, if you're watching, you need to think about this very carefully. The sale was completed in a sealed bid, right, which included the disputed amount paid for the super yacht. All the paperwork has apparently been misplaced or lost, according to that report from AP. I don't know if that's true. Now, Guriev says the amount that was paid, Ms. Gurieva, or lawyers representing her, say that they paid 50 million for the yacht, and the Antiguan government say it was 40 million, right? Now, if the new Turkish owner did buy the vessel as a favour to Mr. Guriev, then it stands to reason that Ms. Gurieva, the daughter of Mr. Guriev, will know how much was paid for the yacht in that sealed bid. So if it transpires that it was 50 million and not 40, then that's going to come out, right? If Mr. Brown is telling the truth on the price of the yacht, then he's got nothing to worry about. Now, we contacted the US-based lawyers, Boyes, Schiller, Flexner, LLP, who represent the Gurievs, and we asked them why Ms. Gurieva didn't claim the yacht until after the block on the yacht was lifted by the US. We also asked the lawyers why, when we contacted Mr. Guriev Sr., the person we believe to be the ultimate beneficial owner of Alfa Nero, why he denied ownership and did not mention his daughter was in fact the owner if that was the case. Now, we've not had any reply from the lawyers, although in fairness, we only contacted them yesterday, so it's only been 24 hours, so it's possible they may respond yet. Now, according to an article dated today's date, 19th of March, in the Antigua Observer, the Antigua government is preparing to challenge the jurisdiction of the federal judge in New York who granted attorneys permission to issue those subpoenas, right? The Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister, this is according to the article, the Chief of Staff of the Prime Minister, Lionel Hurst, said there's no doubt that there's going to be a challenge of the issue of jurisdiction. He said that a court in the US does not have the authority to exercise any power over an elected official in Antigua. He says, I believe this is the first issue that will have to be thrashed out, but even if jurisdiction is found and they're allowed to, you can still challenge some of the requests that are made because they have to be based on some fact. Now, there are many unanswered questions to this story. One of the biggest questions has to be, who in history was the inspiration for Mr. Brown's moustache? Now, I know what you're thinking. There's only one person I can think of in history who had a moustache like that, who could be the inspiration for that facial hair, and that is, of course, Mr. Charlie Chaplin. Now, in all seriousness, it's very easy to clear up this sale by the Antigua government. Just release all the documents. Be transparent. If you have nothing to hide, then you can move on quickly and show the people of Antigua your transparency. Thanks very much for watching this video. You've been watching a Super Yacht News clip. If you'd like to see the full unedited Super Yacht News video, you can click on the link over here. You can also find our channel links below here. And if you'd like to see more shorter videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to this channel.